Hi everyone. In this video, we will see about how to work with MySQL workbench and we will see how to use MySQL commands to view all the databases present in the system, to create a new database in MySQL, to create tables inside those databases and to view all those tables, as well as how to create and tables with and without constraints, and how to insert, update and delete the records in a table. So let's get into the video. Let's open MySQL Workbench in the system. To open Workbench, I just type SQL Workbench. So now MySQL Workbench is open. I just click on the local instance and then I give the password for my local instance. Then click on OK. Now my MySQL Workbench has opened. So the first command we are going to work with is to just view the set of all the databases present in the system. To view the set of all the databases present in the system, the command is show databases. So now the procedure to execute a particular query. So here we have different regions which you can see on the screen. This is the editor portion of MySQL Workbench. This is the output window. And once you execute a query, so every command which you execute in the editor portion is called as a query. So query is nothing but a request for some data to the MySQL Workbench. So once you execute a query, the output will appear in the result grid. And the result of execution of that query will appear in the output window, which is seen here. Apart from this, you also have many other tabs like schema tab, navigator tab, etc., which you can see on the left-hand side of the screen. So now to view the set of all the current databases present in the system, I type show databases with a semicolon. And then to execute this query, there are two ways in which you can execute. You can just select this query and then you can press on this fourth icon, or to just at one stretch, if you want to execute all the set of commands present in the editor or one in a file, then you can click on this third icon. So third icon is used to execute the selected portion of the script, and fourth icon is used to execute the statement under the keyboard cursor. So I'll just now select this query, then I click on the fourth icon. Now you can see that in the output window, it shows the result of execution of the query. It shows that 6 rows are returned. And if the result of execution of a query is successful, it's going to show you a green tick on a circle. And if the result of execution of a query is unsuccessful, it's going to show a red color cross. So now this is your result grid, which shows the command which I executed is show databases, which is used to view the set of all the databases present in the system. So here you can see that the default databases present in the system is being listed now. So 6 databases are currently present in the system and they are now appearing on the result grid. So this is our first command. The next command is we'll execute the command to create a new database. So I execute the command to create a new database is create database followed by the name of the database. I create a new database called second lab and then I give semicolon and then I select it and then I execute it. So here you can see that one row is affected. That means the query is executed successfully. Now, once the query is executed successfully, to use that database, we can use the command use followed by database name. So use followed by the name of my database is second lab, and then I select it and then I execute it. Now we are inside the second lab database. The next thing is we will create, if you want to create some tables inside this second lab database, we can use the create table command. So the command to create a new table is create table command. Create table followed by I create a table called as student. So in this student table, I'm creating 3 columns, namely ID, and I'm giving the data type as integer. And then I'm creating another column called a name. I'm giving the data type as varchar. Then I give the size as 30. and then I create another column called age, and then I give its data type as int, then close the bracket and then give a semicolon. So here I have created a table called student with three columns, namely ID, name, and age. ID and age are declared to be of integer data type, which means it can store numbers, and name is declared to be of varchar. So if you want to store characters, like if you want to store a name or an email ID, you can use two different data types like char and varchar. Char is a fixed length data type and varchar is a variable length data type, which means that in char, if you declare the size to be of 30 and you store a set of characters whose size is less than 30, then the remaining spaces will be padded with empty blank spaces. But in varchar, if the size of the name which you are storing is just 6 characters, the remaining spaces will not be filled with empty characters or blank spaces. So that is the difference between name. There is a difference between char and varchar. Apart from that, you can also use other data types like text and blob to store large files. Now that I have created a table, I can select this and then I execute this. Now we can see that a table called student is being created with three columns: ID, name, and age. Now, if I want to add one more column to this already existing table, the command which I have to use is, I have already used the create table command and created a table. I cannot again use the create table command to add one more column. So the command which I have to use is the alter table command. Alter table, table name, alter table, table name, add new column name and the new column data type. So I'm adding a new column called grade and I'm giving its data type as 3. Alter table, table name, add new column name and the new column data type. Now I execute this by selecting it and then I'm clicking on this. Now you can see that the table student has been altered and a new column called grade has been added successfully. So now to view the structure, to view the description of the table structure, you can use a command called DESC. So DESC followed by table name and then I execute it. Here you can see that a description of the table structure is now visible to you, which shows you that in the table called student, there are 4 columns, namely ID, name, age, and grade.